here to celebrate the legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., along with being our most well-known and admired civil rights leader. He is also most famously remembered for his I Have a Dream speech. It resonates in the hearts and minds of anyone that has ever read it or listened to its recital. As we commemorate this great leader and on the eve also of our historical U.S. presidential inauguration, I choose the theme of my humble words for the message of Dr. King's great speech, I Have a Dream. Former President Bill Clinton once said, "When our memories outweigh our dreams, we have become old." It is a quote that is among my favorites. It comes to mind whenever I reminisce about visiting home during my years of military service, of afternoons spent with my older brother and our childhood sports buddies as we would barbecue in my family's backyard and share stories of all the great things we achieved back in the day. We'd brag about the fantastic basketball game when one of us scored 30 points or more and single-handedly won the championship. We would share the excitement of hitting 3 home runs in a single game while also pitching 3 strikeouts in the final inning. And we stretched the truth even further by telling the story of beating the crosstown rival in a high school football game and scoring a winning touchdown despite having a broken ankle. These stories and many more would begin in modest discussion, yet by the end of the night, a small group of friends transformed into mythic urban legends. But when I think of the quote from our 42nd president, I remember the thoughts that would flow through my mind at the end of each one of those wonderful nights at home. What have we achieved since then? What happened to all the dreams we had? I realized that as the years went by and our stories grew with age, so much further were the dreams we shared, slowly fading from our grasp. Not so much because we could not achieve them, but because we spent so much time trying to relive the past that we're not living for our future. And so this year, as we commemorate the legacy of Dr. King, I will celebrate it with President Clinton's great words in my heart and in my mind. I will ponder this year's inaugural theme, The Dream Remembered, and its significance given the historical achievements made over the last 450 plus years in America, and the unimaginable boundaries crossed during this unforgettable election year. I will celebrate the memories of those that have come before us, those that endured so much in the past, and for all Americans to witness the maturation of a dream that has taken several hundreds of years to be realized. And of course, I will celebrate the most amazing historic event that is taking place in Washington, D.C. today, that displays not just the earnestness and pride of a race, but of the character of the American people to embrace change and pursue a dream of true unity. I will celebrate the life of a woman born with the name Araminta, who later became Harriet Tubman, a slave called Black Moses. Despite being denied the opportunity to read or write, she led over 300 slaves from oppression in the South to freedom in the North. She later joined the Union Army during the Civil War, leading over 800 black soldiers in 1863 through occupied South Carolina. She dreamed of a day of freedom and lobbied for years for educational equality for all people. I will celebrate her dream. I will celebrate the achievements of Carter G. Woodson, an American historian who founded Negro History Week in 1926, a celebration and remembrance that would later evolve into Black History Month. Mr. Woodson chose February as Black History Month because when the 13th Amendment was signed, abolishing slavery in January of 1865, slaves did not begin to hear the news until February. Although he was unable to enroll in high school until he was 20, he later became a dean of Howard University in Washington, D.C., and a great American educator. His dream was to educate other scholars on Black life and culture. I will celebrate his dream. I will celebrate the public life of former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt, who traveled extensively throughout the nation during her time exercising her political and social influence, she directly contributed to the success of the establishment of the famous Tuskegee Airmen. She was an advocate for human rights and dreamed of a time of equal rights for the poor, for minorities, and for the disadvantaged. I will celebrate her dream. I will share the memories of these and many other historic figures from our past, and I will celebrate the hopes and dreams that gave them the strength to persevere through insurmountable odds over and over again. I will praise the sacrifices they made to enable our nation to realize the day when we witness the symbolism of the swearing in of a president who is not identified by any one singular race and fittingly was not elected by just one either. And I will share these legacies with all my diverse friends and associates, both here and in the town of Papa. Because here on this base and in this small town in Hungary, we also share a dream, one that began over 4 years ago. I've had the privilege of being a part of this campaign since 2009, before the first C-17 hit the ground. I shared the visions of our leaders as they forecast this 30-plus year project. I participated as members of 12 nations worked in unity to forge one dream. I worked and walked through parts of the base where there were once trees, weeds, and bushes, where now all the flags of all the nations proudly fly. They fly because each nation had faith in a dream to create, as I paraphrase the words from Dr. King's famous speech, a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. So today I celebrate the legacy of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. with all my friends and associates, no matter their color, no matter their ethnicity, no matter their origins. As an American nation, we have come so far and seen so much. And as President Obama said during his first inaugural speech 4 years ago, the true genius of America is that we can change and our union can be perfected. And what we have already achieved gives us hope for what we can and must achieve tomorrow. So let us all celebrate this historical day by remembering the past, yet continue to dream. For when our memories outweigh our dreams, we have become bold. Thank you.